Do you know the most terrifying Bible verse in the whole Bible? That's found in Matthew 7. Many people are going to stand before Jesus on Judgment Day. And Jesus is going to tell them straight up the scariest thing any person could hear from God. I never knew you. They will panic and they will tell Jesus, didn't we prophesy in your name? Didn't we cast out demons and do all these amazing things? And Jesus will say, I never knew you, and they will be cast into hell. Many Christians are terrified about this verse, but they don't really understand what Jesus meant. So it's important to know who this verse is addressing. We must clearly understand the context. There are many YouTube videos trying to explain this verse, and the vast majority are teaching the complete opposite thing that Jesus was trying to say. Imagine you believe that you will enter heaven only to be denied because Jesus does not know you. I am praying that this is not you. Real quick, let me tell you that the enemy wants you to click away because he doesn't want you to know the real truth. But please listen to what the Holy Spirit is going to show you right now. We got to see Matthew chapter 7. I'm going to paraphrase it to make the point really clear. This is Jesus speaking, right? There are many paths and belief systems in this life, and the vast majority of people will end up choosing the wide and easy road without knowing that it leads them straight to hell. But only the people who get truly born again by entering through the narrow gate will be saved. Right there, Jesus is telling us, right? There's many different belief systems, different ideologies, different religions, and the majority of people are going to follow one of the many diverse options, but it's going to lead them straight to hell. And he's saying there's only one road, and it's the road to heaven, and it's through Jesus, and it's getting born again. All right. There's only one way to be saved, and that road is extremely narrow, and only a few people will ever be saved. The vast majority of people who will try to go on the road of salvation will unfortunately fail. Jesus is being very clear here. There's only one road, and that road is not very inclusive. It's not very wide. It is very narrow. That offer is offered to everybody, but not everybody will take it, okay? And only a few people will be saved. But look at the world right now. 1/3 of the world declares themselves to be Christians. This is not true. Jesus said only a few will really be saved. Only a few are true born-again believers. That's what Jesus is saying. The vast majority of people will try to get saved, but unfortunately, they will ultimately fail to their demise. On the day of judgment, the vast majority of people who thought they believed in me and called me their Lord will be shocked to find out that they are not truly mine, and I wasn't really their Lord. This is when Jesus is saying, on that day, many will say to me, Lord, Lord, but Jesus is proving they are not mine. I am not their Lord. They are deceived. Imagine being born and raised in the church, living your whole life thinking that you're saved, only to arrive on that day and Jesus telling you, you were never mine. That's the shocking thing of it all. I'm telling you clearly right now, the only people who will be saved are only the ones who actually prove that they have obeyed the will of God with their lives. All right. The fruit of our lives proves who we obeyed. On Judgment Day, many people who call themselves Christians will say to me, Lord, how can you send me to hell? Look at this undeniable proof. I was a true Christian. I did all of these things by the miraculous power of your name. I prophesied accurate prophecies. I cast out many demons. I healed many sick people too, all for the glory of your name. How could I have done all of these miraculous things if I wasn't a true Christian? But I'm warning you ahead of time, Jesus is saying, what I will tell all of those false Christians on Judgment Day. Listen, I'm telling you the truth. I do not know you. You don't have a real relationship with me. The reason I'm sending you to hell is not because you didn't call me Lord. It's not because you didn't prophesy. It's not because you didn't cast out demons. It's not because you didn't really heal the sick. The reason is because although you did do all those things, you denied me. By continuing to live a life of sin, you were practicing breaking God's laws. Now you will reap the consequences of living as as a slave to sin, and you will burn in the lake of fire. You see, a lot of cessationists take this passage out of context, and they say they prophesied, they cast out demons, and for that they're going to go to hell. No, this is absolutely the wrong interpretation. On Mark 16, Jesus ended up by saying that these signs will follow true born-again believers who believe in the ministry of the Holy Spirit, who have been radically changed and filled with the power from on high, right? That's why Jesus tells them in Acts chapter 1, wait, don't go anywhere until you must get baptized in the Holy Spirit. The day of Pentecost happens, and what do they end up doing? They prophesy, they cast out demons, they heal the sick. So they were saying, God, I really did all of those things. Jesus doesn't deny it. Although you did do those things, you continued living as a slave to sin. You practiced breaking God's laws, right? So this is what Jesus is trying to say. This is the main point of the teaching. Many people who call themselves Christians will hear my teachings, but they won't actually obey them. They are proving that they are rebellious and disobedient, and they don't obey the will of God. They don't realize that they are building their entire life on quicksand. Just like only a stupid man would build his house on sand, if anyone is stupid enough to build their house on sand, when the storm of judgment comes, their entire house will be destroyed. So I'm telling you ahead of time how every single disobedient Christian will be judged on Judgment Day. Only the Christian who has good fruit on his tree proves that they're my true disciple. This is a warning for every Christian, all right? This is why Paul said, guys, I am running this race. I am old in my age, and I don't want to deviate from the truth, because if I do, even I could end up going to hell. Paul knows this teaching extremely well. How much more should we live with the fear of the Lord and really obey his teaching, because we love him and because we've truly been changed? So why am I telling you this? It's not about trying harder. It's not about working harder to win salvation. No, the solution is you gotta die to the first life of living as a slave to sin. And this is exactly what born again is. You gotta get reborn to the second life, becoming a new creation. And Romans 6 tells us how God accomplishes that. He uses the process of water baptism by faith to unite us with Jesus Christ and to kill the slavery of sin. Just like Jesus' body was killed, we get killed through faith by uniting ourselves with Jesus through the prophetic act of water baptism. When we come out of the water, it represents that we are born again to a new life. And then Jesus told us we must get baptized in the Holy Spirit. And you got to get baptized like we see on the day of Pentecost. You got to get filled with the Spirit to be empowered to live a life of holiness and obedience to Jesus Christ. The solution is not trying harder. The solution is to get born again. Now, if you get really born again, it doesn't mean you will live in sinless perfection forever. No, it means that you will still make occasional mistakes, okay? That will be your new elevated reality, but it doesn't mean that you will live in repetitive sins like lusting and other sinful addictions on a weekly, daily, monthly basis. That dies, all right, by faith, okay? Hi, my name is David Kim. I'm a pastor and a missionary that is passionate about preaching the born-again gospel that has the power to set you free from the slavery of sin. If you want the Bible taught very clearly, please subscribe to this channel. There's going to be a video that's going to pop up in your screen. I really want to encourage you to watch it because it helps us send a massive signal to the YouTube algorithm to find more people just like you who deserve to hear the born-again gospel of Jesus Christ, all right? God bless you. Have a great rest of your day.